Welcome everyone. Yeah, those of you here in the room with us and those joining us on whether Facebook or YouTube. For those online, drop us a message in the comment to let us know your presence. And first of all, I'm so glad that all of you spent your part of your Saturday with us here at the Golden Space. Before we begin, I want to ask you something, right? When was the last time someone sat in front of you and told you the truth? Not those highlights that I'm very well, those kind of reels that we see online, but the real, honest, and sometimes messy truth about what they went through. Have you experienced that before? No? Yes? Okay, cool. For those who are online, also do comment. Have you experienced someone sat in front of you and truly tell you the truth of what they go through, open heart and honestly? So let us know what is your experience, because that is what today is all about. Yeah, real people, real stories is not a talk. It's also not a seminar. What we have is simply two incredible, brave human beings, our speaker, who said yes to be sitting here right in front publicly and sharing what most people only talk about behind closed doors. And if there is at all, that we even talk about it, yeah? And today, you will hear about panic attacks that came without warning, all right? You will also hear about lying awake at night consumed by worries, okay? And what most important thing is also about a man who looked successful on the outside but was quietly falling apart within. About divorce, loneliness, and losing your sense of purpose. And this what we are going to hear today. And most importantly, what it took to find their way back to who they are. So these are not extraordinary people with extraordinary circumstances. They are people just like you and me. And that is precisely why their stories matter. And that is why we call it real people, real stories. Sometimes the greatest battles are the ones that no one sees. And today, we see them. And we see them together. All right? So let me just see online. Yes. All right. Cool. Thank you. Keep the comments coming, yeah? So let me first introduce our very first guest speaker, Marina, a corporate leader, someone many of us will look at her and see strength and capability and also vibrant smile. But behind that, she carried years of worry, anxiety, and self-doubt that eventually took a real toll on her body and her life. So today, she's here to share that journey honestly and openly. Marina, welcome. So Marina, before we start to really get into your stories, the very exciting one, let me just have a quick look over here with all the comments on our live. So thank you so much for those who actually commented and letting us know where you are. Keep it coming. Today we're going to do it slightly different than the previous Real People, Real Stories. We are going to have the Q&A circle from the floor for those who are here presently after the live ended. So we will only take questions from the floor. And that is also a little bit of our appreciation for your time that you came all the way and be with us physically with our speaker today. All right? Those who are online, you can still leave your comment and your question, but we will take it. We will not answer it during live, okay? All right. So Marina, would you want to say hi, since she was being told once the mic is clipped, you cannot talk. Now you can talk.
Thank you, Christina, and a very, very good afternoon to everyone present here, as well as our online friends. Hi, my name is Marina. I'm a corporate leader. I'm currently leading an organization, and my work is basically, to have strategy for the company, managing human resources, operations, sometimes with stakeholders, with public, and it's a highly strung position.
And handle with a lot of people day and night, right?
Day and night. And firefighting is part of our routine daily. Yeah.
And if you have not seen the flyer or did not know the brief of Marina, her little slogan of her journey is from what to what?
From a worrier to a warrior.
From a worrier to a warrior. Okay, so from someone who constantly worries to someone that has become a hero or heroine of herself in her life. So Marina, take us back to that period of your life. Okay, what was life feeling like on the inside, even when things look okay on the outside, way before you stumble upon the golden space?
All right, thanks, Christina. I'm going to take you back 20 years back.
20 years.
1998, that is, during the Asian financial crisis, where banks, merge and restructure, and I was affected by it, right? So the bank offered the voluntary separation scheme, which I, applied for, and I got it. To some, it's voluntary separation scheme, but to me, it's a very sad story. So I was very young then, right? And being out of job is something that a young person won't do those days. There is no YouTube, there's no Netflix. So what do you do at home? Nothing. So eventually that had eroded my self-confidence, right? And also I began to worry about the uncertainty.
I pause you a little bit, if you don't mind to share. 20 years ago, roughly how young were you?
All right.
Because that resonate, right? Because you say back then there is not much of a social media help, job accessibility or job find is not that easy. But around what age were you at that point of time facing this situation?
Right. I was in my late 20s. Right. So those days, no online, no Netflix, no nothing. It's so boring. So somehow I subsequently found a job. Right? Hooray, I found a job. So again, when you found a job, you do not want to lose it. The fear of losing your job. So I immersed in my work daily, because there are a lot of deadlines. So you keep immersing in your work and you've forgotten how to breathe, right? And, you have got late night, insomnia. You keep thinking, your body is tired, but then your mind keep working and working and working until the next morning I woke up with panda eyes. So you can imagine how it is, no sleep and waking up like a zombie.
How long was it for you in this entire episode of constantly worry, constantly not enough sleep, or constantly having a lot of thoughts running, and also fear because of what you have experienced in 1998? Yeah,
right. For a very long time, it actually happened for a very long time, at least 10 years.
Wow, you endured that for 10 years.
Correct. And I didn't know that I had anxiety. Wow. Right? I was in denial. And until one day, when I was on the train going back from work, then suddenly out of nowhere, panic attack struck me. Okay, the feeling is your heart will be racing uncontrollably and with, pins and needles on your hands, and you are gasping for air.
Oh, wow.
Right? I mean, I thought I was going to die, seriously.
Okay.
Right? So when the train stopped at the station, I rushed out, went to the customer service and told the person that I'm not well. So then an ambulance came and brought me to the emergency, to the hospital. So after diagnosis and, by the doctor, I was diagnosed of having anxiety attack. And I was given prescribed medication. So then that was the first warning, right? So it dawned on me. So after the medication, I felt that I need a way out.
Before we get to the way of you realize you need a way out, I feel it's important for you to share from your personal experience, because only those who have experienced panic attack or anxiety attack would truly understand how that feels. Though the rest might think someone is just overly sensitive. Why can't you just handle your stress? I would like you to share a little bit more with our audience. How was it like, or do you even know how that panic attack happened?
No, it happened out of the blue, actually.
So it was a day-to-day life.
Yes,
you are just riding on a train.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a daily routine. Then suddenly, your heart, started to beat really fast, and you're like actually gasping for air.
You just suddenly couldn't breathe.
Couldn't breathe.
Okay.
Seriously. So then, that was that.
Yeah.
That
and
episode,
I believe like 10, 20 years ago, all these terms are not a common terms that ChatGPT nowadays, Gemini nowadays can really tell you, oh yeah, you maybe self-diagnosed with panic attack or anxiety. So I feel, when Marina shared this piece of her journey, I feel the need to highlight to all of us so that, if you happen to have a friend around you that perhaps share a little bit of the symptoms, you can have this sort of alert and caution because of what you hear today. And I find that for Marina to really share this out, it really touches my heart. And I hope that happened to all of you as well, so that we can have more empathy for friends around ourselves, our circle, and also to ourselves as well, if that happened to us. Yeah. So Marina, then after the panic attack, you were admitted to the hospital. You were given medication, and you suddenly realized you should not carry this sort of stress and anxiety with you anymore. What did you do?
So I did yoga and meditation. Right, got myself grounded, and that actually helped my panic attack. Then I was okay. All right, everything was okay. Then, without knowing, I was being promoted, you have got different responsibilities, blah, blah, blah. Again, I went back to the hamster's wheel, work again, because I'm a perfectionist, Christina.
Tell me, tell us.
Being a perfectionist, you want work to be done certain ways. And
your way.
And my way, my standard. So my philosophy is, if you want to do something, do it well. Otherwise, just don't do it, right? So I carried on that, and then I have got this fear that my work is not up to standard, at least my standard, right? And constantly, asking, what if the boss doesn't like my piece of work, for example? Or I always start the sentence with, well, I'm worried that so and so and so and so. I always start with the sentence, I'm worried. So it's like manifesting, it's like, affirming my worries.
Yeah.
Right?
And how did that affect your body, your work, and your daily life with all this constant worry, all this constant what if that's running?
Of course, my body will, that tightness, right? And of course, a bit off, sometimes, you don't have enough sleep, right? Panda eyes again, waking up as a zombie, like a zombie again. And once you worry, because once you worry, that affects your gut, right? Okay, so I did not hear, I mean, my body is giving signs, but I don't
have the awareness.
Correct. Right. Exactly. Right. It was like just a daily routine, until I had severe gut issues. Again, I landed in the hospital again. That's my second calling, second warning. Right. Then, coupled with that, something else, some other health issues also came along. Yeah. So, that's where,
you are seriously seeking a way
out. So that's where I stumbled upon the golden space.
But prior to that, you have gone through different ways of modalities like yoga, meditation, and other holistic healing methods as well. So because of this incident, it brought you to the golden space, and eventually also registered yourself to Awaken the Divine You, our signature program under the golden space. What shifted for you there or here that hadn't shifted anywhere else in the past?
Well, okay. Just a little bit about
Yes.
the golden space. How I discovered the golden space was suddenly I saw they were having an open day, right?
You mean
With
golden
the
space
golden
here?
space
Oh,
here
okay.
with a little fairy.
Ah.
So
All
being-
our team at the back. Oh.
okay.
Oh, so that's the event. Okay.
Exactly. So being curious,
Mm.
I came up and then I met Lau,
Mm.
Miss Lau. Yeah. And I signed up for a one-to-one session.
Private
with her,
session.
Private session.
Okay.
And then she guided me. Only
Mm.
then it dawned on me that, during the session, I released a lot of emotion.
Okay.
Then
Is that your first time that you connect your illness, your worries with emotions, that
Exactly.
emotion burden that you are carrying?
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So, because of emotion, negative emotion, that affects your body, right?
Mm.
If you're angry, it affects your liver. And
Mm.
if you're worried, it affects your gut,
Mm.
right? So I didn't realize that I was carrying a lot of this negative emotion. I think that is also one reason why I had panic attack, because you keep your negative thoughts in your subconscious mind.
And it's constantly running 24 hours.
Exactly, right? So that had caused the panic attack,
Mm.
because you think you're fine.
Mm.
Then suddenly the attack came.
Mm.
Right. So then with Lau, then I proceeded to also sign up with some workshops
Yes.
with Sky, and so long and so forth.
Mm.
And later the Awaken
The Divine You with Master Umesh.
Master Umesh,
Mm.
our dearest master, who's very humorous at times. And he is very insightful, and he shared with us the tools as to how, all right, to manage your situation, right? Even with Lau, I just realized that I have to release all these negative thoughts. It's like, don't worry about the past, right? Don't regret, don't fret about the past, and don't worry about the future, because future is something that we cannot foresee, right?
It's still
Whatever
an
the
unknown.
outcome is unknown,
Yeah.
right? So I began to live in the present. Yeah. And so Master Umesh actually, he gave us that tools. And then I must say one thing: the Golden Space is a free space for us to share our, issues freely without being judged. That's one thing great about the Golden Space.
I remember you mentioned the word you feel safe.
Yes,
attending,
exactly.
being here,
Correct.
talking about your situation and your
Exactly.
issues.
Yeah. So coming back, those days I used to react to situation.
Can you
Right.
explain a little bit? What do you mean
Yes.
by react to situation?
Okay. Let's say there's a problem, all right, that come by. So I will react to it. I will be jumping. I'll be jumping like a Mexican bean, right? And there's so many things that you tend to worry. You tend to, the fear factor will come in, right? But now, after having gone through ADTY, or
Awaken the
as
Divine.
what they call it, I begin to respond to
and what is it?
Yeah.
Response means to you.
For me, response meaning that you deal with the situation calmly, rationally, and with a very calm mind, right? Because last time I used to be impatient, right? There was once that I hate queuing up at the hospital, so I became an impatient patient, right? So now I began to be more grounded, and then more patient. Yeah.
I feel to invite you to share a little bit of that 7 days of Awaken the Divine You that is very life transformational for a lot of us. Perhaps you could share a little bit or one or two stories of the most impactful or most insightful experience that you experienced under the guidance of our founder of the Golden Space, Master Umesh, and also the principal of the program Awaken the Divine You.
Okay, it's more of, we do a lot of meditation, right? We go inwards, right? We see ourselves as who we are, right? And not what we are. I mean, you can be a CEO, you can be, a business person, right? But who are we? We are ourselves, our spirit, right? So that's pretty impactful, right? So that actually pulled me down from the high horse to the ground, and to realize that, it's very important to stay in the present.
It's very
Right.
important to also
Yeah.
connect it to who
Connect.
you are inside.
Correct.
Is that what you were trying to express?
Yes, that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, you go inwards, right? Anything happens outwards, and it's like the eye of the storm.
Okay.
All right, that calmness. That's how I felt.
All right.
Yeah.
Then that will also lead me to another question. Sorry, Marina. About this going inward in that 7 days that you gain a tool that help you to practice, right? Going inward, listening to your inner self. What does that actually mean in your day-to-day life?
Well, of course, every day, that life will throw you with a lot of uncertainties, challenges, right? For me, it's more of like, dealing with it in a more pragmatic way rather than reacting to it, right? And and the outcome or whatever decision that you make would be better, right, compared to that 20 years ago, what I went through.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then if that's the case, how do you handle your life challenges or even your work? Last time you are Mexican beans.
Yes.
Just now you share a little bit that you were an inpatient patient in the hospital. But since all your stress and anxiety attacks, can I assume that it all started off because of your career path in a way that contributed mainly of it?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Because of the daily stress, work stress, deadlines to meet, all right, standards to keep up with, right? That actually does.
Yeah. So how would you handle your career or your work, even now leading as a leader? How would you handle it differently?
Yeah, as I said just now, I would, deal with it. I would respond to the issue, take a step back. Whenever there's a challenge that comes before you, right? Take a step back, take a deep breath. That's very important.
And that's something that a lot of us forgotten.
Exactly. I have forgotten how to breathe 20 years ago. And that came back after the program ADTY. So deep breath, and then you have mental clarity. And then with that, you make better decisions. Right? The outcome can be good or bad, but you don't fret over it. Right? Sometimes there's certain things that you cannot control. Right? So no point worrying and crying over spilled milk, so to speak. So that's how it is for me now. Right?
And how does that benefited for you and people around you?
Of course, my staff, right, or even my directors, they felt that, I have transformed.
Oh, wow.
I've transformed to a better person. I'm not, those days, I was like a balloon. When you break a balloon, what happens? Right? Yeah.
It's everywhere.
On top, exactly. On top of being a Mexican bean. So that balloon. But now I'm as cool as a cucumber. How's that? I mean, I will actually, put the message across in a different way. Yeah, not, just, there's no need, because I live in the present now, more of, grounded. And that really helps me. Yeah. And of course, ADTY, that program has actually transformed me from a worrier to a warrior.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I also would like you to share a little bit, if you may, how was your impression with the conductor of this program, Master Umesh, our founder of the Golden Space?
Well, as I said, he is...
Before and after. Like before you joined the program and after you joined the program.
Okay, I didn't know what to expect when I joined the program. Right, I just joined, because I met Master before this. He had a book launch.
Oh yeah, like a preview kind of event,
kind of a thing. Right. Well, of course, during the session, I mean, he being candid, humorous, and very insightful, and based on his guidance, I was able to, use the tools, all right, to improve in myself, to love myself more. All right, it's unconditional love that he emphasized on, love and light, right? And which I feel everyone should embrace. Yeah.
So up to this point, does Marina's stories or any of her stories actually remind you of someone or even remind you of yourself? I mean, I myself have to nod as well. I have to be honest. Yeah. So this is what Real People, Real Stories is all about. We hope that through the real journey of someone sharing and how they find their way back, that also inspires us that there's always a solution in whatever that we are facing. Yeah. So Marina, one last question. Remember, for our live audience here, save your question because we will have a little circle, Q&A circle after the live, yeah? So you get to ask Marina directly later, okay? So if there's someone in this room, and including myself, who is also in this room, or watching live right now is where you were like maybe 10 years ago, what would you want them to know?
Okay, first thing that I've learned is release the past.
Release the past.
Don't fret and don't worry about the future. Be in the present. I mean, sometimes there are little moments like now, I'm speaking to you. It's very special, right? You can do your own, take a step back. If you love painting, go ahead. Or, just enjoy simple things in life like watching the sun go down, right?
Wow.
Let me tell you, no two sunsets are the same.
Oh, that is
right? Simply go and enjoy, right? Because life is short. Play hard. All right?
Yes.
And don't worry, be happy.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Marina. Any other things that you would like to really shout out to the audience? Especially to the live, because they won't be seeing you after this.
Okay, I really hope that whatever that I shared, it would help you in navigating your life, how to handle stress, and also if you have anxiety, how to control. So, I mean, I really recommend you to sign up for the ADTY because it's a non-religious and a life-changing session, right? It's highly recommended, right?
Thank you, Marina. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I mean, what you have shared today, I think all of us are really feeling it. So thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Right.
Thank you. Well, there is something that Marina said that really stays to me. Even though this is sort of like a pre-script, but I was really going with the flow and see whether she mentioned it, but she did. So, like when you're so consumed by worry, you are not living your life. And that is why she said, go enjoy the sunset because there are never two sunsets the same. You are just going through the motions. You are not truly living who you are. And that is where our next guest knows that feeling from a different angle. He is an entrepreneur, a man who, by most measures, loved and enjoyed, built something and built a lot of things. But inside, the weight of pressure, the weight of loneliness and loss of purpose had quietly become unbearable. Today is his first time sharing his journey open-heartedly, publicly. So Silas, give him a round of applause. Come on up. Well, Silas, let me just give you a little bit of brief of who he is. Silas Khoo is an entrepreneur and also an alumni of Awaken The Divine You. He is also someone who have spent years fighting to succeed, fighting to hold things together, fighting to appear strong until the day he couldn't anymore. So Silas, once and for all, I know I thank you last Wednesday, but I really want to thank him from my heart because I know it's not easy for him to say yes and be here, share his journey, and not just in the room, but it's going live. So for those who are live, do drop a comment or like a fighting sign so that to represent Silas from fighter to surrender, right?
Yes,
Correct.
right.
Okay, so Silas, say hi to our audience in the room as well as those who are online.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming and thanks for making time for this, right? And as well from those at home looking from online, wherever you are, thank you for being here. I try to do this as honest as possible. Before I start, I just want to tell you that it's not easy for me to sit here. In fact, I have to think about this for a long time.
I have to persuade him many times for him to share his journey.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing, right? So I just like to give you a little bit of background, why I said what I said just now, right? From young, when a boy fell down, we always told by the parents that don't cry, just step up, all right? Then you just go to corner and then sit by yourself and
try to soothe
soothe
your
yourself
pain.
and trying to make sense of everything. Why you have to do that? Then the next thing you see, your sister fell down. Your mom or your dad will go to her, hug her, rub her. Then you feel, is that right? Is that what? Which is better? I mean, to be a boy, to be strong, or be like the girl, cry out. Now, fast forward to this life. Now I'm a man, right? A lot of things don't change. Now, when I go through my divorce, right? I also go through the same thing. First year when I was alone, I actually don't tell anybody. I will just isolate myself. Because the more you talk about it, you'll be talking bad about my wife back then. I don't want to talk about it. A lot of explanation and all that. And I don't think that anyone will be interested in my problem.
And right? I think inside of you don't feel it's appropriate as well.
Correct, yeah. Just, be strong and you get by, you thought you can get by, And so then come a very good friend of mine who came and offered himself to journey with me, saying, now you're alone, let me journey with you. So I trust the person, all right? Yeah, I know him for 20 over years. We always have chat every week. Guess what? He betrayed me. He leaked out some of the very sensitive information to my wife, and that comes back through the litigation against me. So it triggered another problem, that I shouldn't talk to anyone anymore.
You couldn't trust. Yeah.
I shouldn't trust anyone. Even such a friend also can do that to me. So I just isolated myself, and I was going through a journey, very, very lonely journey. Just to let you know my background, I have a lot of friends. I have many groups of friends. At one time, I was doing this mission work. I have hundreds of friends. And home, I don't want to watch TV alone, just to let you know. I will shout for my kids. They will have to come down and sit with me. I'm the kind of person. But when I go through this phase of being alone, it's very hard for me. Okay, it's very hard for me.
And how many years you were in this situation? Roughly.
About 2 years. More than 2 years. Yeah. And I go to the extent of I almost killed. Yeah. I almost took my life.
Emotionally, it was really tough and challenging. I believe a lot of us heard stories, and it's quite common in a way that we hear stories of divorce, a journey through a female perspective to a wife perspective. That is why when I had discussion with Silas, and I told Silas, if you may, during that day, you feel it's appropriate, do share this side, because a lot of us do not have much opportunity to hear from a male perspective. And it's not easy, where all the men in our society, mainly, not even just our Oriental, Chinese or Asian, but also Western, you shed blood, but not tears, right? That's the saying. For Chinese or Asian, 男人流血不流泪. It's the same. Men are being conditioned and programmed. Women has their own programming as well, conditioned.
Yeah.
So it was really heart-opening and authentic for Silas to share this. So Silas, going back to that painful, I know it's not easy for you to share this, but you share it authentically. So thank you for that.
Thanks.
So when you were in that loneliness and all the routine that you used to have has suddenly changed, and you isolated yourself in a cocoon, emotionally, would you able to share or let the audience understand, beside that loneliness, what were you going through emotionally back then?
Okay.
That leads to that wanting to take your life.
Yeah, how I feel back then is that I was totally lost, because from who I used to be to suddenly be a person, you can't operate from your mind anymore. It's emotion that overtook a lot of things. I start to lose my way. I can't even tell anyone what's going on to me,
And you feel no one understands.
Yeah, I feel like no one understands. And then being a business owner, and some of you will know that even worse, as a if you're in a higher position, it's hard for you to relate to even your staff. So, and it's very hard. And
is it because there's certain expectation? Do you think it's?
I think the moment you start, it's going to be a long explanation, and men in general
don't like to
talk about their issues. Okay, so I lost my way. I lost how I feel. I become very stoned inside me. I used to love a lot of people. I like to help people. Just to give you a background, I was helping Orang Asli for 13 years, and I actually recruited ex-offenders, 5 of them, to work with me. And that's not easy. I give the people a second chance to change their life. I created jobs for single mothers, and I will go to Pulau Ketam to give free tuition for 2 years. And when I go through this, I harden my heart. And some people actually came to me and asked for help. I turned them down. And back then, I started to realize something is wrong with me. I don't feel anything for the person. Even the person was telling me how many years husband passed away, have no jobs. And I just turned them down. Then another guy came, my good friend came to me, asked me to help this guy who has been jobless for so long. Can help me. He has a lot of background, a lot of experience. I just turned the person down. Don't want to, because I felt like I have so much problem. How can I help others? I just turned the person down. So I was so
devastated. Is that the
yeah?
word?
It was so hard inside me. I don't feel love anymore. I can't relate to anybody's issues. Yeah, until I found Sky and what I call Stephanie was in one of our business group meeting, and I start to learn about what I can do with to go forward through this TGS, the Golden Space. Then eventually I joined ATDY, right? So, yeah.
I pause you here a little bit, Silas. I would like we invite you to share a little bit more when you were at the down point, really dark, down period of your life. What were you, since at that point you have lost purpose, you even have lost in your words, lost that heart to serve. You can't feel anything. You harden your heart wall. That's what we say when we receive so much of pain. It's natural as a human. We want to protect ourselves and we shut down all our senses. But that also leads to losing purpose as well. Losing a direction because you shut down all your senses. What are you even doing on earth then, correct? And that is why the thought of wanting to take away your own life occur. But in that such a challenging and difficult time, in such a dark period of your life, what helps you to hold on and continue? What were you holding on to?
Yeah.
I think this is important.
Yeah.
Yes.
This break point is when I about to crash.
Mm.
Yeah. I was driving very fast. There's a T junction. I just go forward. I don't care. This voice came to me. And he said, a lot of people needs you.
There's
That's
a voice. There's a voice came to you.
That's it. It suddenly, I quickly turned my wheel. And my car skidded, but it didn't turn turtle. Then I paused for a while. I was at the junction. Luckily, it was past midnight. No cars were there. I think for a long time, was my mind doing? I need help. I really need help. So, talking about the purpose, my business keep going down because I was not able to focus. So I keep looking for help, keep attending workshop and so on and so forth, thinking that I will be able to pull myself together. But I was not able to concentrate whatever I do. I lost my way. I keep finding ways to fix the cracks. I was unable to. So I lost my purpose. I no longer understand myself. And me being a very rational person, I always operate from memory, my emotions. I don't really understand who am I to begin with. I used to have this purpose, want to create a product that helps the world. To turn just to give you a little bit of background, my product is actually a natural pest repellent. I want to turn homes into a natural environment. Okay, that's my purpose. So when I go through this thing, I don't believe it anymore. I just go through day after day just to survive. Yeah, that's my condition.
And at that point of time, and when you were sitting in your car, hearing that after you turn down, stop the speed, and you give an intention that you needed help, and you came across knowing Sky and Stephanie, and you come to know about the golden space. So at that point of time, what were you seeking? What sort of help? Do you even know what sort of help you were looking for?
Okay. I was angry at myself, and
you were very angry at yourself.
Yeah, I was angry at myself, and what you said earlier is also true. A lot of times we tend to look at women being the victim, but in the situation, a man can also be a victim of situation. Right? So I believe that I did not do anything wrong because even I parted with my wife, it's not because of affair. It's just that we cannot get along anymore. It's so toxic. So when this happened, right, losing a purpose is one thing. Losing yourself, losing your mind, losing your focus no longer exists. You no longer exist. It's just like a vessel without purpose, without an objective. Yeah. So I start to feel that I need to understand
Yourself.
What's going on? What's going on? That is very important. What is going on? I start to ask myself question, right? Why all this noise, this mess? What am I getting into? So it leads me to ask a lot of questions to Sky when he was in the past. I think ask him, I don't know, the past is probably about 2 hours. I keep on asking questions. I want to know what is it.
What is going on?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Because the first time I heard about, you need to know yourself. You need to look into inside you to understand you, right? I think a lot of problems actually starts from within us. And if we don't understand ourselves, we just blame others, we just blame the situation, or we just operate from memory, all right? Without understanding what's within you. So that's the reason why it leads me to PGS. Then I was asked to see Lao. And the first thing I told Lao is that I feel very betrayed from what I heard outside, and also what my good friend did to me. And also, it also triggered by when I was very young, I was betrayed by someone. So all this betrayal cost me something. I couldn't trust anyone anymore, not even my staff.
Though in the past you are someone that is a giver and someone who always give others a second chance.
Yeah.
But neither did you also realize that there is another version of you that you do not truly trust people at the same time.
Yeah.
It sounds conflict, but that's the truth.
Yeah. So through that session, one-to-one session with Lao, I start to discover and start to deal with this betrayal and learn to trust others step by step.
I also want to reflect, rewind a little bit, like you mentioned, you are someone you are entrepreneur yourself. And I'm sure as an entrepreneur, you go for lots of courses to be a better and a greater version of you are, so that you can lead and propel in your vision and your mission. Why that particular question during that time from Sky? Do you know who you are? It's a question that you said you have never heard of.
Yeah.
Could you share a little bit from here as well?
Because everything in life is about processes and system. If you learn it, you can actually improve life. Like I tell you, I have a certain routine in my life, okay? Certain discipline that I do. The moment I wake up, what do I do? How I journal my daily, how I prioritize my work. Those I learned from all these workshops and all these what they call business group that I attend. Everything is about mind and your desire, right? What you want, what is your purpose, what is your vision, what is your mission, and so on. Nobody actually taught you about spiritual, about look inside you and try to understand why you are here. When Master Umesh asked us as a group, why are you here? I was like, what question is that? I can't even answer that. I was like, yeah, it's so weird
to even ask that question, right? To ask that question to begin with.
Why are you here? I want to learn. To me, it's like I want to learn something. But it's beyond that. It's beyond that. Why are you here? What's your purpose being here? So the introspect actually helped me to understand more about who I am within me. The circumstances, the memory that shape who I am. A person that have to, what they call, protect your vulnerability, don't show to others. These are what I learned from young, and to really understand you, it's different. It's like you start to understand my need within what's deep inside me. So I learned to slowly talk to others what's going on with me. when I remember when I told my childhood friend who was very close with me about what's happening for the last 2 years, he was shocked. He don't even know I went through this, because when he went out breakfast or dinner with me, I never tell him this. I always hide this as if everything's okay, you know. I start to learn to talk to people about my situation. So I start to feel self-worth. You know, when this thing happened, you practically
Lost yourself.
lost. You are just like an empty vessel.
Yeah, not even the confidence and that you used to have. But that also, I would like to invite you to share a little bit about the program, the 7 days program of Awaken the Divine You, conducted by Master Umesh, our founder, and also the principal of the program. You did mention that it really changed you, and you did mention, in our many discussion, it's so important to know who you are. And what is that one thing in the 7 days that is very impactful and insightful for you that it becomes a tool?
Okay, I think several, like Marina also mentioned, right? One of it is actually meditation. Meditation helped me to calm myself down, to focus within, to know the intention. That's one thing. Then the other thing that I realized is this: during the 7 days, Master Umesh is someone who can actually X-ray you.
X-ray.
Yeah, you can't see. You don't even know what's within you.
Is it scary that he X-ray you?
You know, every time he asks question, you have to be honest, Silas. Yeah, you are. Don't pretend. Don't have this pretentious to talk to me. Don't
mask yourself.
Don't mask myself. Be honest. He keep telling me that. I was like, every time I give an answer, he keep telling me, be honest, Silas. A few times I got it. It's like it hit me so hard that I start to realize that I'm not being honest, because you know what, I was so vulnerable that I have wall so high, so thick, that I protect myself from others. So I don't tell you everything about me. I only tell you what I want you to hear. But Master Umesh see beyond that. Okay, so it hit me very hard. Then the other thing that I experienced one of the last days is love.
After you have lost it for so long.
For so long.
Wow.
I lost the love for anyone. The time when we're supposed to learn how to send love, how to receive love, it's the first time I'm doing it, right?
Not too much details.
Yeah.
Not too much details of the course.
Yeah.
It's for the participants to come experience, but I would love you to share. You feel love. Yes.
I felt love hit me so hard that I fell down and cried.
Wow.
For the first time. After so many years. Yeah. I start to feel warm again. I was cold for so long. So today I was a bit emotional. Yeah. I told you, I'll be honest, I have not shared this in the open for a long time, and even those who I share with are close friends. So this is the first time I'm doing it openly. Yeah.
And Master is with us online as well. Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
I will invite everyone to just feel the presence of what Silas have just shared, and I'm sure you can feel the emotions through the words and through his honesty, and for him to open up so openly and show you this side of the vulnerability. Oh yes, I can say that word. Of him, it's priceless.
Yeah.
And it's very, very valuable for me. Thank you, Silas, for doing this for all of us, whether men or women, but for those who have been fighting strong, not trusting anyone in their life and always feeling not safe to be who they truly are, I believe Silas today have shown you always have another way of living your life, of living who you truly are.
Yes.
And you mentioned that, because of that 7 days, it started not just the love, but also give you a compass.
Yeah.
Would you like to explain a little bit about this compass that you talk about?
My whole life purpose is about love. Everything I do is surrounding that. Even when I started my business, people told me that I will close down in 2 years because of what I do. Everything about nature is always expensive. Cost is expensive. Yeah, and I almost did close down, but I managed to went through it. Now I'm in 16 years of my business, still doing it. And so love is very important because once I regain my love, I start to feel for things. I start to rewrite my purpose all over again. And this time, I'm on the journey to fix that, to fix my business. And I want to restart this, what I call mission again, to now helping ex-offenders, women ex-offenders, because I also heard about their plight, their pride. And there's a need for me to step up and help them. And I couldn't do this if I don't actually did the 7 days. Yeah.
And remember, if you have questions for those who are here in the room, you do have to stay a little. I'm just going to ask a few more questions with Silas. It's my precious moment with him to invite him and share so openly, right? So now fast forward a little bit to the surrender and the fighter theme that you talk about.
Yeah.
So you went from being a fighter, being a protector of your own boundaries, to learn to surrender. That was the word you chose to use. So do you think right now, with all the understandings that you have received through all the courses and including Awaken the Divine You, do you think surrender is a weakness or it is something else entirely?
Okay. I think when I say surrender, we have to be careful with this. I'm not asking you to surrender blindly. If you have a good intention and you have a reason that you know you must surrender, then this is the right thing to do. Okay, it's very hard for one like me, being taught from young to protect myself, to surrender, right? Even in business, you don't surrender so easily, yeah? So moreover, when it comes to your own, what you call issues and problems, sometimes it's better for you to let go, give up, surrender. Even in this situation, I may lose my whole entire business because of this divorce. Am I willing to surrender? That's a hard question. And if I surrender, I also have to surrender everything to divine. How I pick up myself later on, no one knows. I don't even have the answer. But I have to trust the process. Yeah.
Beautiful. I would like to ask one more is, what do you think many men are still carrying quietly but rarely talk about from your own journey?
Okay. All right. If one advice I want to give is this: you don't have to fight everything yourself, and you don't have to keep everything to yourself. Okay? It's okay to talk to someone. It's okay to share your vulnerability. It's okay. If someone hit you back, it's okay. You'll be stronger. Because the moment you do that, you know you're not doing for them. You're doing for yourself. You are who you are. And you got to believe yourself. You got to believe yourself. Don't let the world shape who you are. Because the world will tell you everything you should be as a man, as a leader, as a worker. But within you, you know there's a strength, there's an amber that you need to fan it and be strong within you. Whatever you do, remember, while you're doing it for others, you're doing it for yourself. Okay?
One question that is not scripted. How do you feel right now after sharing so openly and so honest, so authentically, with all the vulnerabilities that certain stories, I must say, I didn't even know in our discussion, no matter how hard I try my best to let him talk to me. But today, he really is like the diamond that I've never seen the side of him before. So how do you feel right now?
Yeah, I feel relief. I feel a certain burden being lifted. Because to openly share with all of you is already a breakthrough. A breakthrough that I need. And I really appreciate you for inviting me. And when you asked me to share this, I was very reluctant. I was really pondering about it. And I said, wow. But deep inside, I know I need this. I need this. Yeah.
Thank you, Silas. Thank you. Thank you so much. Two very, very different journeys, but two very similar truths. That when life shakes us and really, really shakes us, what carries us through is never about doing more. It's not about pushing more. It's not about pretending more. But it is like what Silas have mentioned, is the willingness to go inward, just like what Marina have shared, that the feeling of connecting with your inner being, your inner self, to be honest and to ask the question that Silas asked himself, who am I really beneath all of this? Marina and Silas didn't find peace and love because life became easier. No, they are still going through their challenges. But they found it because they found themselves. And that is the compass that Silas mentioned to me when I try to understand why this part of it is so important for his own breakthrough and for him coming out from the situation that he was going through. So if it's something today that have shared, stirred you a little, a recognition, a question, a quiet that is me, please don't let that feeling pass through, because that stirring worth following. It is your journey begins to asking, who am I truly? The Golden Space holds regular programs and sessions like what Marina and Silas have mentioned. For those who want to go deeper, including the private session, including Awaken the Divine You, conducted by our dear founder and also principal, Master Umesh H. Nawani, which both Marina and Silas have been through. Our team is here today. For any one of you, please do speak to them. And for those of you here again in the room, we would love you to stay a little for our Q&A circle, because this is a chance that you can ask Marina and Silas directly. For those who watch live, thank you for being with us today. drop your reflection or question in the comment, and we'll definitely see you. Before I end, I must mention to you your chance of your own 7 days of life transformational journey is gonna begin in September and October. So on the 12th to 18th September 2026, we will be having Awaken The Divine You at Vienna, Austria. Master will be conducting there physically. And on the 30th October to 5th November, it will be at Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So you still have 2 chances to experience this life transformational journey, this life of finding who you truly are and getting your own compass to live a different life. And with that, I will say thank you to everyone, and do stay back. And to those who are online, please drop us your comment, because I would love to hear that. Thank you. Thank you.